everybody. Brent back with another edition of Near Mint Musings. And today, this morning, as I imbibe on my glass of coffee, got a one-up Alex Bowman 53. I wanted to pivot a little and do something different. I guess the first thing different is I'm actually making a video. But that's for another story, for another time. Now, today I want to delve into the world of comic books, and that's something actually I've been doing for the past few months. I've had and do have quite a few comics, and have kind of gone into the world of comic grading, just kind of educating myself. I've been out of the game for so long, and to be honest with you, I needed to take a break from card collecting, and so for the past 3 months or so, I've really just kind of put the brakes on that hobby. Maybe you saw my video from, gosh, a month and a half ago about just when you get burned out or you need to pivot. And that was real. I didn't really get into the weeds about me personally so much, but it just needed to happen. And it's good. You know, I've talked to many of my friends in the hobby, and that's the beautiful thing about this community, is that you have friends that go beyond the cardboard, so to speak. And we all do it. We all have it. And it's good. I'm in a really good place now. Life is good. Life becomes important. Life doesn't necessarily get in the way, but life just becomes what you need to do. And there's a lot of pivoting going on in my family, both career-wise and just family-wise, with teenagers and not teenagers anymore. So it's good stuff. So life is good. I am blessed. God is good. But anyways, through this pivot, I kind of delved into the world of comics. And today I wanted to do a quick showcase with one particular piece in mind that's going to be the creme de la creme of this showcase, and a piece that I've wanted for years. And I'll show that at the end. So stay around for that. But anyways, I wanted to show a group of comics that bridge the gap between baseball and comics. One of the things that I like with the comic world is that sometimes, not often, but sometimes sports is included on the covers or the theme of the comic. DC is actually big into this, especially with Superman, and then back with Action Comics, and then World's Finest, which would include Batman, Robin, and Superman. They had a lot of sports covers back in the golden era of comics. So, but first, what I wanted to show is a modern take on baseball with a comic theme. You may or may not have heard of Pop Fly Shop. My buddy Dustin Abraham showed a Kirby Puckett he got months ago. What this is this is an artist, and his name escapes me. I'll put a link to his Instagram page down below, or maybe just to his web page. He does a comic theme, a baseball player comic themed every week artwork, just a cover, not an actual comic, just a cover. And they're only available for a week, from Sunday to Sunday afternoon to Sunday morning or something like that. So you got to get in and get it, right? So I always watch and love his stuff. And whenever a player that he chooses to do is a player that I like or collect or have a connection to, I have picked one up. So I have two to show you, both autographed, which is really cool. So you pay a little more, but you get the autograph of the player. Sometimes he does live chats with the players that he had signed. So the players have a lot to do with the design. Some of them help with the design. He goes to them and asks, hey, what do you think about this? So it's really a collaborative effort. So it's really cool. And both of these players I'm going to show did live chats with Pop Fly Shop. So the first is my man Edgar Martinez, and this is his rendition, Gar. There's the autograph right there. My oh my, the famous Dave Niehaus announcer call. This says, let's see, the designated destroyer, dealer of the double. So you see what he's doing here. He's going to get in the player, what they're famous for, the double, the DH, the greatest DH of all time. Sorry, Big Papi. But anyways, this is Gar. So, but then you need to know the comic side of it. So what is he portraying here? Namor the Submariner. Mariner. He's a mariner. Hey. So you got that nautical vibe. He's got the trident. Obviously, it still is a big part of the Mariners lore and logo from days gone by. So that is Gar, and then he numbers them. So this one is 334, and he signs them, seals them, and it's a really, really cool piece. So I'm going to get this framed eventually. Let's see. Secondly is my guy Rodney, Cline, Carew, and this is a more recent one. Sir Rodney. How great is this? Again, autographed. Love it. Let's see. The quote here is, he's saying, when you believe in yourself, there's no telling how good you can be. He actually did say that. One of the greatest of the ages. Oh, sorry about the glare right there. So what I like about this, there's a lot of Easter eggs, as the kids call them. You can see on both sides of them are the two teams that he played for. You got the Twins over here. You got you got that T, or the 2, sorry, on the flag. I don't know what that is. I don't know Old English, jeez. But there's Twins. Both those guys look exactly the same. So there's your Twins. Then, of course, over here, you have the Angels. So another fantastic piece. Sir Rodney, autographed by Rodney Cline Carew himself. He was collaborative with this, did an interview. He was just really chuffed and thought it was really a cool idea that he's on a comic book. Again, numbered, signed, sealed. Cool piece. So there's a modern take on comics and baseball. Now, for you 90s collectors, I know there's a couple of you that might watch this. One of the holy grails of baseball card collecting in the 90s, and inserts and parallels and rare cards, is the precious metal gems, PMG, and the technology that went into that. Well, wouldn't you know, in the early 90s, Marvel they're called gimmick comics. I think they're cool because they really use baseball card technology. This is from 1993, Doctor Strange. Ooh, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness comes out in a month, so this is very topical. This is a cover that used that technology, that PMG technology. Look at that. How cool is that? Get a little closer, you can see it. Try to get the glare off of there. But I just thought that was a really cool comic. And these aren't expensive because they're not held in higher regard in the comic world, because, again, they've given them the name gimmick comics. So this put me back like $10, bagged and boarded. So anyways, I thought that was a really cool. There's a couple that have like chromium covers and holograms and stuff like that. And I think they had 5 or 6 different stories, characters that they used in that small stretch of time in the early 90s. So cool, right? All right, so you may have seen this picture on the thumbnail. So we're getting into some Superman. So this first one is Action Comics number 389. And this shows the kid who struck out Superman. How cool is that? And of course the quote, "Strike 3, you're out. Ha ha ha. He's got muscles, but he's no Super-Mantle." How cool is that? I don't have in front of me, should have been a little more prepared. This is a little off the cuff. I will put right here when this came out to let you know how old this is. I'll probably do, some stats pop up here for the other comics I'll be showing here in a moment. There he is, Superman striking out. The kid who struck out Superman. Put that on your resume, kid, right? Cool. Anyways, great cover. You see what I'm getting at? Baseball, superheroes. It's a fun little theme. All right, so now we're going back first a lot. The last three are graded comics. This is by CBCS. They're kind of like the SGC of the grading world. CGC is the go-to grading company for comics. The last two will be done by them, but anyways, it doesn't really matter. This is from October of 1948. This is Wiz, W-H-I-Z Comics, number 102. And this has the original Captain Marvel. Now you're probably wondering, first off, what does this have to do with baseball? Hold on, you'll see in a second. Anyways, I really like this comic from a non-baseball point of view because, in a little backstory, so you may look at this guy and think he looks like somebody else, and he does. He would later go on to be known as Shazam in the DC world. But what happened is Wiz Comics had Captain Marvel. Well, when Marvel Comics got big, they wanted the name. So Wiz Comics had to stop. So what they did is Marvel got the name Captain Marvel, but they didn't get the character. They just got the name. So then Captain Marvel was born and became eventually kind of what you see in the MCU with a dude in the comics. But then DC went and got this character and renamed him Shazam. So this is Captain Marvel looking like Shazam back in 1948. And he's getting held up by the almighty dollar. Actually, that is kind of topical in today's society. Anyways, no more hostage stories about the dollar bill. The other reason I wanted this comic is for the back. So this is the baseball connection. How cool is this? Stan Musial, famous Cardinals slugger for Winthrop Juniors. Well, dress shoes, and it's got his kid down here. Dick, son of hard-hitting Stan, says. If I can hold that up there for you. How cool is that? 1948 advertisement with Stan Musial. I just thought that was super cool. So that's the reason that I picked this one up. Wanted to have an old school Captain Marvel Wiz comic, but wanted it with this advertisement on the back. Pretty neat, huh? I think so. All right, well next, the last two are Superman comics. Old Superman comics. The first one is from September 1950, and this is baseball themed, and this is a CGC graded, and a fantastic capture of Superman in baseball. Look at that. So this is 52 big pages, 3 exciting, super exciting Superman adventures. It shows him in here getting pitched to. So obviously he can't hit the kid in the previous comic from 2 ago. But this guy didn't have stuff because he hit it and basically just drove it into the ground for a mile or so. But this was an old, this usually goes for a lot. I got this just because there's a small hairline crack right here in the cover. So that drove the price down, but it's still, in my opinion, a fantastic looking comic. And like many comics of old, you got the Daisy BB gun on the back. I love just looking at the old advertisements as well. They're a lot of fun. This is a fantastic cover and just encapsulates that early 50s, late 40s, just baseball vibe that so many of us vintage collectors love. So fantastic cover. Okay, so last but not least, and I'm going to give this some gravitas, but it is well deserved. This is one of the most prized pieces in my collection, baseball collection and comics. I actually found this from a seller in England, and his asking price was high and didn't want to pay that. So we talked and negotiated, and he was able to essentially help with the shipping, because the shipping was just monstrous, and brought the price down a bit. And this is, I'll show you this in a second. The picture is just the perfect, for me, encapsulation of baseball and that superhero vibe, and how so many kids and people back in the day looked up to players as superheroes, and just exudes that beautiful vintage baseball, innocent superhero, youthful vibe. I could go on with adjectives all day, but I'm just going to show you the cover. This is from 1949, September 1949. This is Superman number 60 in CGC 6.5. This is just a perfect cover. You got Superman acting as the umpire, getting argued by this young whippersnapper who thinks he knows better. This is just the epitome of perfection for me. Hold it up a little closer there for you so you can see a little more of the detail. A really well presented copy. It's got the frayed edges a little here, but that's not uncommon. It's white pages, so I mean, I can get into that. I mean, for you comic collectors out there, you know, usually they're going to start getting off-white and then getting browned. So just a perfect cover. And again, there's your Daisy BB guns. All the kids back then played baseball, collected comics, and shot BB guns. Sounds good to me. But anyways, that is my perfect example of all things good in the late 40s. Superman, baseball, comic books, and BB guns. All right, well, there you have it. It's good to be back on camera. It's good to be making vids. Hopefully I'll continue to do so when I can. But I wanted to show some of my baseball-themed comic books. And hope you enjoyed. Leave some comments down below if you have any. What do you think? Are these things you've never seen before? Are these things that you have? Are there others out there that I don't know? I do have a couple more Superman ones that I'm looking at. One's coming in, one I'm looking at that are baseball themed, and I actually have a Spider-Man that I'm eyeing that is baseball themed as well. So maybe I'll make a part 2. All right. Well, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you have a good one. All right.